Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Firstly, let me just say I am not well at all. My voice is very off. I think I've been speaking far too much since we got sponsored this week on YouTube. I've been trying to stream it every day to say thank you for everyone, and I think my voice has basically just given out on me. It says, Valrak, you need to rest, stop talking. And I will stop talking, but after this video, because this video is going to be dedicated to Eternal Crusade. A lot of people have been asking me, Valrak, did you watch the dev stream on Friday? What are your thoughts and feedback on it? So this video is going to be dedicated to my thoughts and feedback on all the stuff that was discussed on the dev stream. Because if you don't know, there's been quite a lot of controversy around EC at the moment. The player drop has just plummeted through the ground. There's so many problems at the moment. The game is basically in a dying state, and this was the first twitch back from the developers in 2 weeks, since they've been off for 2 weeks since it's been like Canada Day and they had a other holiday or something like that. So this was their first stream in 2 weeks to address some of the issues, and the forums go into complete meltdown with all the problems people are experiencing and stuff like that. So let's jump in and let's get started. Okay, so I was sitting here and I was watching the Twitch. Katie wasn't there. Apparently Katie was ill, so it was just Noah and Nathan. And one of the first things they discussed were personal goals. Not personal goals from them, which I thought it was going to be. It's personal goals in-game. Kind of like daily quests, but not daily quests, so you don't have to log in daily to do them. They were discussing that, you know, you come on, you select a certain quest. For example, if I'm playing Space Marine, there may be a quest there for me to get, I don't know, 20 headshots on an Eldar player, and if I buy that quest, he's shown a mock-up on the stream. Firstly, actually, before watching this video, I should have said this at the start, before watching this video, go and watch their Twitch, because you're probably going to be lost if you're not going to watch their Twitch, and it'll probably make more sense to you if you watch their Twitch. So go back, I'll put the link underneath the video, go and watch that first, and then start back from here now. Right, so let's jump back onto that. So, player objectives or personal goals, whatever you want to bloody call it. You come in, you buy an objective with your requisition. Actually, on the screen it had 500,000. I don't know if that's going to be the proper one. I think this was all just a mock-up at the moment. And yeah, you have these objectives which you go forth and you complete, and you earn ITC from it. Pretty good idea. I'm not going to argue with that. You know, anything that can get you free RTC in game, I'm always going to support. But one of the main issues is that are we got to really have the player base when this comes into when actually this comes in to be viable? I'm not too sure at all. It's at the moment, right? This is what I addressed in my other video. EC is in a very, very critical area at the moment, and it needs its players back. We'll go into some stuff which they spoke about later on in the video about retaining players and stuff like that, but at the moment they need to see that their main issue is the player base, and to bring the player base back is what they need to achieve. Now, they need new content for this. It's as simple as that. They need new content, and when I say content, I mean maps, I mean weapons, I mean, you know, all that kind of fun stuff which we expect for new content. You know, this game is advertising itself as an MMO. It is not an MMO. Definitely not an MMO. I was in a game the other day, and we weren't getting more than 10 versus 10 players. It's a joke. You can't say that is an MMO because you have a map which connects all the game servers and stuff like that. I'm sorry. That is the most cheapest way of saying it's an MMO. It's not an MMO. Come on now. Please, stop lying. It is not an MMO. Sorry if this video seems as I'm ranting. I'm not ranting, really. I'm really not ranting. I'm past that now. I just want to try and get the information across as best as possible. They went on and spoke about a patch next week, but that's going to be more of a maintenance patch. So again, no new content, no new weapons or anything like that. Do you know, at this stage, I will take different colour guns as a content patch. At this stage, that's what I would take. If you want to give me a red Phobos pattern bottler like Noah's got on his stream, I will take that. Please just give me that for content at the moment, because we need something. We need something. all these maintenance patches are not doing anything for retaining players or bringing new players in. It's just, we just need something, guys. Come on, please, just give us anything at all. Addressing this issue of players who are leaving. You'll probably see, if you actually do log into EC now, you'll get a little message about them changing the matchmaking, or the doing matchmaking and stuff like that. So they're basically going to be shrinking the number of players on a map because they can't get a game full of players, which confuses me somewhat, because most of these game modes and most of these maps thrive on a high amount of players. For example, if you're doing an attack and defend mission, right, and you only have 10 people defending, it's very, very hard for those 10 people to defend a 3-point map. It cannot be done to the best of your ability. Even with a guild, it will take, it'll struggle you somewhat, because it only takes 2 people or 1 person to go ninja cap a point, and then you have to run to that point, and then they come in with another group and stuff like that. It's just so hard, really, when you're actually shrinking players down to go on these maps to start doing objectives. And I fear what that will cause people to start just leaving the game more, because they're getting frustrated with the game modes they're playing because there's not enough people in to populate the game modes. So is it going to be a vicious circle of just biting yourself in your own ass and just losing more people? I just can't really understand that at the moment, because like I said, when I was playing last night, we were barely getting more than 10 people in anyway. So it's not like they have to change it at all. You're doing it to yourselves already. So who the hell knows? It's just a complete strange twist for me. I have no idea why they're doing that at all. Hopefully they can explain that in more detail, because I would like to read it a bit more. Just imagine this. Just imagine you're having like a 15 versus 15 fortress map, or 20 versus 20 fortress map. You can't do it. The defenders are going to win every time, because it works on a ticket-based system. Yeah, madness. Anyway, let's move on to the next point. So they started asking player questions, like Q&A. People are asking them questions and stuff like that. One of the top ones I labelled out. Some chap asked, when would the Devastators get the sidearm? Because if you guys know, if you execute someone with a Devastator, you pull out a sidearm and shoot him in his head. They basically said never. Probably never. There is no animators on the project at the moment. So that leads into 2 things for me. Is 1, we're going to get no new content with like new classes or anything like that. And 2, probably no new content with weapons and stuff. Well, no new weapons that are not already in the game, because obviously you're going to need to animate them, like firing and stuff like that. So for the foreseeable future, and he said never at this time. So are they ever going to get animators back on the project? Does that mean that's it now for classes and new weapons? We're never going to get anything because there's basically no animators and stuff. Who knows? It's just I think someone in behavior, I don't know who it is, I don't know what, but personally this is my personal view, this is no one else's view. I think someone has decided that this game is no longer worth the money, and they're just riding it until it dies and just trying to get as much money as possible. That's why I'm not going to spend another dime on this game until we start getting actual new content, because for me the game is dead now until they start proving to themselves, until they start proving to us that they're actually going to give us new content. And when I say content, I mean weapons, I mean new classes, I mean maps. This is what I see as content, not player objectives, not slates. I want new content in the game. Staying on the subject of that Devastator not having a sidearm, I was actually reading the chat when they were saying this, and some guy said, why not just use it from the other class? Just if you're struggling, just use a tactical animation, pulling his bolt pistol out, which is fine for me. Yeah, it may look a bit iffy, but at the end of the day, just give me a bloody bolt pistol, because at the moment on my Devastator, I am just useless in close quarters. If someone gets so close to me, I can't do anything. I'm just basically instantly dead. So hey, I'll take anything at the moment. Just give me the animation from the tactical. I'll take that. Easy. They went on to speak about there's still no advertisement for the game, so they're looking forward to advertising for the game. They were speaking about stuff like they're only been released on Steam. There's been no exposure to it. Well, I've got a couple of things to say on this subject. I think they've had exposure to the main audience of the game, which is 40k fans. I think nearly every 40k fan who I know knows of this game. Some people who have looked at the game and said, no, that's not for me. Some people who've come in the free to play and said, wow, this game is awful. It's missing this, this, and this, which I can't argue with. It is missing certain points. So I think the actual core audience you're supposed to be aiming this game at has already had exposure to the game. They basically dislike the game. That's why, you know, we're getting an average of 500 people playing the game now. The core audience, which is supposed to be just an easy sell of this game, it's, you know, it's, hey, look, this is something you love. Here, excuse me. Here you go. You know, this is your kind of game. Have basically just turned their backs on it. So trying to advertise it to people who are really not into 40k or anything like that, and let's see how that goes, because, well, I'm hoping it gets more people in, but to be completely fair, I don't see them coming at all. But hey, I would love to be proved wrong on that subject, definitely. Why haven't we seen any advertisement? What is the main reason why we haven't seen it? Is it because the game is in the state it's in? Come on now, something must be going on behind the scenes or something, because if you can release the game and sell it for the prices you're selling at, surely then you can advertise the game to people in a wider market. If you want to try and put all these little features in and stuff like that before you start advertising it, then there's going to be a lot more work that you're going to need to do, because this game is very unfinished in some areas. So if they're basically holding out for that kind of advertisement until they've got certain features in, then they need to let us know, because at the moment I'm stood here scratching my head wondering why we're not seeing pop-ups for Eternal Crusade, or, you know, advertisements on gaming sites or anything like that. I personally think that they're scared, or they just don't have the money to it. I don't know if this is just all wind in the sails, and, you know, it's just all false. I'm not too sure. That's where I'm at the moment. I have no idea what the hell is going on. What is going on? Just please, if you can, instead of saying like, oh yeah, we're going to be advertising soon, please give us a plan on how you're going to advertise. Please tell us, why are you not advertising right now? You know, we as the people who have stuck with this game since it's been announced, some of us, surely we just want some vision of where the game is going and how you got to try and bring people in. Hopefully, maybe we can help. Maybe we can add our support to that and stuff like that. But, you know, if you can't give us that information, or you can give us that information due to higher ups saying no, then let us know, and I'm sure we'll just end it at that. Swiftly moving on to the subject of the Eldar campaign. It's coming, they said. Soon. TM is the golden word here. The missing Eldar special assets, which I think, if I recall correctly, they said like the hero and some of the stuff that you get when you actually win the Eldar campaign. They're still missing that, which makes me ask the question: is why isn't that being completed already? If you're going to start doing a campaign system, surely all this stuff should be in place before you start doing that. If you're doing it on a week-to-week basis, where okay, you work on this that week and that week, that is a very, very risky method to do. And if that is the case, then this is why we're not getting the Eldar campaign straight away, because it's come back and it's bit them. So hopefully for you Eldar players, you know I'm not a big fan of Eldar in this game, but yes, hopefully you guys will get campaign, because it is quite shit for you guys not to get it and everyone else has got it. So hopefully you chaps will get that soon. But the way things have been going, where they've been promising certain stuff, like you just said, like I just said before, they haven't got any animators. So does that mean they've got no skinners? Does that mean, You know, they've got no modelers and stuff like that. What the hell is going on? So who knows when you guys are going to get your stuff, but hopefully you'll get it soon. Moving on, they did say with the campaign stuff, we're going to start getting backstory. Finally, we're going to start getting some backstory. Now, for me, right at the start of this whole attachment to Eternal Crusade, I was drawn in by the story. There was a chap that used to work for him called Ivan Mulkeen. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing his last name right. And he was the narrative director on the project. When Nathan came in, he was more or less let go. I'm not going to say fired. I think his contract ran out, and they didn't redo his contract. There was another person who was like a third party, was like another writer, who was supposed to be doing some writing stuff. I actually emailed this guy and said, hey, can I ask you some story questions, you know, for like an interview and stuff for the channel and all that kind of stuff? And he said, yeah, sure, I would love to do that. And then I emailed the questions, and then he said, oh, I can't answer these because the dev said I'm not allowed to yet. They're planning on doing something. And that was like 6 months to a year ago, and still nothing came out from the developers. So now we're getting more backstory, and apparently it's from an author from GW, and did a little research thanks to some people on Twitter, and apparently the person is Matthew Farrier, or Farrier. I really don't know how to pronounce people's names, I'm sorry about that. And I searched him on Black Library, and he's got a couple of books out and stuff like that. It's mostly some like short stories and stuff, like compiled into other books and stuff like that. So at least he's like Black Library approved, which you know is good. So yeah, I actually will be looking forward to that. Hopefully we get a lot of background stuff, because lore and story is what really attaches me to these games more than anything else, really, more than the actual gameplay. I actually love getting involved in the story, so I'm going to see if they're going to actually start using that to try and get us into this game. Some guy asked in the Q&A, hey, what has happened to the missing founder guns? Well, the looted bolter specifically, since that is still not in game, and they replied that it's not being worked on anymore. The people who did buy that got refunded, and if it ever does come, then you will get it for free. But then again, that is very, very crappy on these orc players. For me, I've got the Phobos pattern bolter and stuff like that. I got all my founder weapons and stuff. I can't really think if Space Marines missed out on any founder weapons. I know we missed out on the trike, which was the founder vehicle, but that happened with all the factions because they basically took bikes out of the game because it was no longer an open world map. It was these little small arcadey maps now, so those bikes wouldn't really make sense, so we lost all them. So looted bolter is not coming for the foreseeable future. Again, if I had to put money on it, I would bet that it's never going to come. Sorry guys, I don't think it's ever going to come with the way the state Eternal Crusade is in at the moment. Moving on to another question. Some guy asked, where are the guild features? Are the guild features coming? And they responded, yes, they're working on the guild features, but they are not a priority. I think everyone knows how I feel about this. Guilds are the main thing. Guilds are the main community that are keeping this game alive at the moment. My guild, other people's guilds are the core players, which I guarantee make up more than 50% of the player base in this game. Without the guilds, this game will be dead now. No one will be playing this game. So they really need to appease myself and our communities. And at the moment, it looks like we're on the back burners, because they want to start doing other things actually in the game. So we're probably going to be waiting for that. I wish, do you know what? I don't really care about all these big guild features. Just one guild feature which I want is that I want to invite people into my guild, in the guild, from actually in the game. At the moment it's through my Steam list, and I would like to do that in the garrison and play in the garrison while I'm queuing for a match, because at the moment, I'm sure people have saw it on my screen, when I play EC and I get more than 5 people in, we're sat staring at a queue timer for like 5 to 10, even more, sometimes 20 plus minutes, just looking at a queue timer. Let us go in the garrison and queue. these are some of the priority stuff that should be in works at the moment, because this is the kind of stuff that is scaring people away from the game. Someone doesn't want to sit here looking at a queue timer for 10 plus minutes. So these, I feel, these are the kind of things that really need to be put at the top of the queue in production. But then again, have they got the staff to do that? I don't think they have. That's why they're not doing it. That is only the real the real feedback I can get, is that they haven't really got the staff to do any of this, so they're just not doing it. Some chap asked what is going on with the PvE aspect of the game. Is it being expanded? They started speaking about the old PvE team is working on another game. That's what's probably all the other devs are doing. I think they've got like 3 devs that, as far as I'm aware, they've got Kater, who's the community manager, Nathan, who is the senior producer, and Noah, who is a lead game designer. Apart from that, I don't really think they have anyone else on the team. Please prove me wrong, but I really can't see any other people ever getting involved in the streams or anything like that. Like, when the game was in development, they were bringing in like a modeler in, the UI person, and they were talking through all the kind of different stuff they want to do. We just don't see that anymore. So it leads me to believe that they haven't got any team. So yeah, they said that the old PvE team is working on another game. They were working on a PvPvE mode, so player versus players in in the Tyranid environment, which would have been really awesome. I would love to see that. They basically said it's far away, and no, it probably won't ever come. So again, another burn and crash off a cliff of something that was working on, something that was amazing, and something that we're probably never ever going to see the light of day on. So yay for another feature, crash and burning. Moving on. Well, I think we should move on very quickly, because yeah. Plans to grow the player base. Now this was something I really listened to. So they said advertisement for the short term. So we discussed advertisement before. Why they're not doing it right now? What advertisements are they going to do? How they're going to advertise, and who they're going to advertise at are probably the biggest things. I think everyone's saying, well, they're going to advertise at Russia since Russia's the biggest market. Okay, we'll see how that goes. To retain players, they said the player objectives, which they're working on, but again, that's being worked on. That's not out yet. If you want to retain players, I'll tell you right now, the best way to retain players is add new content. And I'll go back to the point, new content is new maps, new game modes, and new weapons. That is what you need to do, sir, to start getting players back into this game. They did go into the long-term goals would be new game modes, but then again, that's long-term. That's basically right. Eternal Crusade summed up in one word is soon. That is Eternal Crusade. This game should be called Eternal Soon, because that's every stream. It's soon. Oh, it's in the future. Soon. It's coming. It's coming soon. You know, come on, guys, give us something. There's only so much we can grip onto at the moment, and you're really not doing yourself any favours with all this kind of it's in the future stuff. Just shoot at us straight. If you can't do it, you can't do it. It's fine. It's fine. You know, I would actually understand a little bit better if you just said to me, okay, we can't have this in because we haven't got the staff for it. Simple. That is it. Done and done. Over. And you know what? I would accept that. I would think, right, okay, they fucked up. They haven't got the staff. It's done. Instead of saying, okay, it's coming, and then when it does come, it's not there. Do you know what? This is the exact same scenario. What happened with the Terminators? Oh yeah, the Terminators are coming very soon. They are coming. Oh yeah, look, here's some player models for them. And what's happened with the Terminators now? Where are they? Where are the Terminators? They've just vanished off the face of the planet. And, you know, that's another feature which is gone. I wasn't a huge fan of the Terminators. I will make that perfectly clear. But, you know, if it's new content, then it's new content. And I actually do think that having Terminators, you know, Chaos Terminators and stuff like that, all the Orc stuff they were planning, all the Eldar stuff they were planning, that would have brought players back. But that's just completely shot off the table and gone now. So I don't really see that coming back at all. Again, please, I beg you, prove me wrong and bring it back. But I just can't see it, chaps. I'm sorry. Alright, chaps. That is probably me done. Like I said, I'm not too well at the moment, so I may have probably missed some things on the stream. If I have missed anything, please post them below. I would love to get your feedback on it. Like I said, if you haven't watched it, please go and watch the video first, and then you can make your own judgments. Don't just go off my judgment and think, hey, Valrak hates it, that means I must hate it. So please go and watch it and make up your own minds and stuff like that. Please leave some feedback. I would love to discuss and see what you chaps are thinking. Hopefully the devs are seeing this video as well, because come on guys, you know, I do want the best for EC. I'm not here calling you out, and I feel like I'm being a dick, but I'm not doing this on purpose. I don't want to do this. I just, you know, I completely love this game. I've said this on my previous video. My whole channel was based on Eternal Crusade. It was the game for me. I loved it, and it just saddens me to see where it's going now. To see like this great game has so much potential, and I feel like it's just being slung aside. I have no idea why it's being slung aside. It's probably money issues, to be at the end of the day, but you know, I want what's best for the actual game itself, and when I see it's not getting the love it deserves, then you know, it does get me angry, it does get me upset, and it gets others upset and others angry. But yeah, that is me done for now. I'm gonna go and take a well-deserved little nap. Hopefully something nice for my throat. Hopefully I shall be back very, very soon. Hopefully tonight, guys, my throat will be better so I can stream tonight, of course. Hopefully. But yeah, thank you for watching the video, chaps, and I shall see you all very, very soon. Enjoy the rest of your weekend and have a great day. See you now, and bye-bye.